Alright guys, good morning. Let's start a little Fleabay edition. We haven't done one of these for several weeks now. We've been busy with other stuff. So anyway, let's start in with Atlas Shapers. And it looks like, I haven't really looked at any of this stuff since probably my last Fleabay edition. Looks like there's a machine being parted out here that looks like for some fairly decent prices, although some of these are on a bid rather than a buy it now. So starting off with Atlas Shapers, here's a 7B motor base assembly, $49.99 with no bids and $14.99 shipping. Let's see who's okay. I've seen this name before, got a lot of feedback. In good condition, but does have an older welded repair. Let's look at just the big pictures. We'll see if we can sail through some of this stuff. All of these things are going to have to be completely redone. Yeah, it's been welded right through here. Normal repair, these guys will over tension them over time, or they get banged or beat on or something and it cracks them out there. So I've seen them busted out several different places, but probably I would speculate from looking at it's probably been brazed rather than welded, which I'm not opposed to if you've got one that's repaired. But when you start looking at stuff that's been repaired and they want, even though $49, yeah, it's busted out all there. At $49, I start questioning whether they're worth that after they've been repaired. Well, that may be a weld. That is a weld rather than a braze. So, which if you got somebody that knows how to weld cast iron, that may very well be a good repair. That may also be something, and it's been repaired for a while apparently. From looking at the rust and stuff on the rest of it, it's probably not worth much more than that. So it looks like off the same machine, a 7B Shaper cross rail casting. We could look at it too, and $14 shipping. It's on a bid, in good condition. So what the description, that doesn't say anything in the description other than just what the thing is. There again, realistically, why are you going to need a cross rail would be my question. This one's probably in okay condition. There's going to be the normal wear there on it that you would see on everything else you're going to get. No gibs, no nothing to go with it, which means he'll probably try and part that out later on. It may be worth that money. It's not going to be worth any more than that. So, same old thing. Pays your money, takes your chances. Door cover. Yeah, same seller. They want $100 for it with no bids, and another $14 to ship it. Anything in the description? Nope. Big pictures, got the knob, got the kind of abused medallion on it. It's probably worth that $100 if you need a door. This is going to be an earlier style door. It's got the clip on the back. Some of the later doors I've noticed, and I didn't realize it at first, have these edges right here. Have these edges clipped out. So, worth $100 probably. Here's a 7B Shaper leveler. Yeah, this is all off of the same machine. This is the Shaper handle assembly. This is the tension screw and engagement in good condition. Want $60 is where they're starting it out at, and $14 shipping. Big pictures. It's got the brake pad on it. Got the knob on it. That will be the original knob. There's nothing. You see these crop up here and now, or here and again when everybody parts out the machines. And that's probably not a bad price. What was it? $59.99. There again, might be worth that. I wouldn't go any more than that. And he's got a bunch of other parts here. It looks like he's just going down the list. 7B Shaper Ram lever assembly, $74.99 and $14 shipping. I don't think I'll go in and look at these. Countershaft assembly. Now this doesn't have the brackets. This is just going to be the pulleys and the main shaft. $69.99 and $21.79 shipping. Boy, lights are kind of flashing. I hope we don't lose power here. It's a rainy, overcast Monday morning, so we'll see. 7B Shaper Ram Gib, 1999 and 917. See, I think I wouldn't do these on these Gibs. We've talked about it before. You're better off just to build brand new ones. You know, they're going to cost you less money to build them, and you're going to have something that's probably in better condition than these that have been used. Shaper feed screw assembly, $74.99 and $11.42 shipping. The lead screws or the feed screws are gonna be wore out. You know, any of these threaded screws, you know, they can sell you. I can sell you probably a replacement bronze nut to go with these, but they're not gonna match. They're all gonna be wore out. Ram screw, $34.99. Yeah, I'd pass on all this. 7B Shaper tool post assembly and wrench, $74.99 and $10 shipping. Why would you need one? You know, if you've got a machine, now here's the stupidity raising its head again. Atlas 7B Shaper tool holder, $199.99 and $10 shipping. Is this the same seller? Yeah, same seller. This is the original. Well, look at the big pictures only. Let's go back and read his description and see what he says about these, if he's added anything. In good condition. Nope, just saying it's in good condition. These people are smoking dope when they want $200 for these. You know, these are $75 to $100 is what you should be paying for an original. It's a standard. It is an Atlas Shaper tool holder. There's nothing spectacular about these. You know, there's no reason at all to be given this much money. Now, the one thing I do notice here, Atlas PPESS. Where's the rest of the R? Looks like another P on there. I'll have to look at mine, but that may make it just worth $1 million because it's a misstamped on there. But yeah, these are nowhere worth near $200. And this one's so pitted out. This has been rusty as crap, and they've probably sandblasted this off, I would guess. Look at how dark it is down here. Let's look at the front of it again. Yeah, see, this mounted in the tool holder. All of the rest of this has been wire brushed off, been sandblasted off, bead blasted off, something. This was corroded up pretty good. You know, this thing's worth $75. These people are smoking dope. You know, they'll go along. He started out doing pretty good with some of his prices, but now he's just screwing up. S7-15 crank throw block nut, brand new, $55 and $5.15 shipping. Different seller I don't necessarily recognize, and it is going to be a new nut. I suppose let's go and look at the description here. Half 10 Acme right hand thread, half-inch diameter mounting post. Restocking fees apply to all returns. So he's either making or having these made, and they're probably worth $55. I think they could do a little bit better on these. Now these have got well, let's just look at the big pictures on these. You know, they're machining these out. These are beveled off on, you know, belt sand or something like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the nut. The thing that I question is you're still going to have a wore out screw that this is going to go on. So I question replacing just a nut on these. So yeah, I mean, what it is what it is. Is it worth $55? It probably is if you're looking for a replacement. But I really do question if they're, you know, you have to question the quality of them, how tight are the tolerances on them, and then how are they going to fit on your wore out lead screw. So I feel you need to replace both of these at the same time to get a decent part. Now here's the 7B Shaper countershaft pulley 4-step 10-82. It wants $73, $72.99 and $14.65 shipping. And this is one of the guys that will take your money. This is one that's been around forever, screwing people on Fleabay pars. In nice, lightly used condition with no breaks or bends. Some slight grinding wear on top face, but let's go on down to the description. Measure 6-inch diameter with 3/4 inch bore, originally from a Craftsman commercial lathe and was factory painted, which is now chipping a bit. Now you want to be careful with these, and I believe this probably is for both the 10-12 inch lathe and the 7B Shaper. You want to be careful when you start interchanging these unless you've got the exact numbers on them, because the bore diameters will be different for a lot of applications. So just be sure of that before you start laying down your hard-earned money. That face looks like it's been well used and abused. And I believe we said that this was factory painted. Let's go back and read that description again. From some light grinding wear on top face, but will not affect function. No breaks. 3/4 board originally from that was factory painted, which is now chipping a bit. Now, see, I think let's go back and look at those big pictures again. I question that factory paint. Maybe it is, but yeah, it's definitely got grinding on the face, and that may be factory paint and it's just worn through. But we're wore through awful hard on each of those. Maybe that's factory paint, but I'd look at that awful close. Anyway, $72.99 is too much money. You know, that should be about a $40 pulley, about half. Got another one right below it for $79.99. I'm not going to go look at it. $14.65 is going to be the same seller. Now, there may very well be some, and I would imagine there is some interchangeability when they go into the commercial lays. I have not dealt in the commercial lays at all, so I can't speak for that. About the interchangeability of this S7-142 clip, $17.99 and $4.35 shipping. That clip should be worth about $10, but nonetheless, if you do need a clip, but that would be the clip that holds the larger guard on. Shaper crossfeed nut, $60, brand new, $6.65 shipping. I'm not going to go and look at that either. I have produced these in the past. I haven't bothered to add them again. You know, I can offer these if somebody's interested. Let me know. We're going to be in about the same price range. I've not gone back and offered these crossfeed nuts and things like that for quite a while, because I am of the belief that you're going to install a new nut on a wore out threaded shaft, and I don't think it does a good job. Lathe drill press, half horsepower motor here, $169. This one's been reworked. I'm not going to go in and look at this, but there again, even if they've been reworked, who's to say if they're really a good viable motor that's going to run any length of time for that $200. I'm more of the attitude to go back and replace them with a more modern new motor, which you can usually get for about the same price as they're wanting for some of these used ones. 7B shaper bracket, a 774 with screws, $35 and $9 shipping, and that's on a buy it now. Fairly new seller, got a little bit of feedback, but I don't necessarily recognize him. What does it say? In really good condition, original paint, pin is free, solid machine screws, no cracks or other damage at all, very clean. Big pictures here. Good usable bracket. A little bit of clean and paint. That's a good motor mount bracket. I don't see any problems with that at all. The cross pins are going to be worn, but they're easily replaced. $35 and $9 shipping. A little bit high, probably not too far out of sight with in this day and age. I would rather see that bracket at $25 and then $9 shipping. But you can make that decision for yourself. These prices are not as bad as they were. Now here, right below it, Atlas Shaper lathe, same seller. Atlas Shaper lathe S7-108 and bracket S7-74. And this has been repaired to $38, $14 shipping, and this does have a make offer on it. What does it say? Because I see a repair there. Is perfect, no issues. Someone must have a well over tightened pulley tension to snap the bolt. Some heavy brazing has been done in the distant past. Is a very competent repair and it is fully operational. Think of it as getting a free motor bracket, because this is the same seller that offered just the bracket in the previous listing for, I think, $38. Let's look at the big pictures on this. Looks like it's been repaired here. Looks like it may have been repaired here as well. Yeah, see, we've got a lot of braids there. Maybe not on this bracket. You know, I question. It's probably a fair. See both of these. So you can see that he says this is a very well done repair. You can still see the crack on the backside. So this motor mount is, for the most part, probably pretty much junk. The bracket is probably fine. It's been well rusted on there, you know, for however many years. Looking at the back of that. So the bracket's usable for the same 37 bucks that he's got on the last bracket. A lot of the bracket is probably in better shape than this one is. You know, there again, I'd say this is about a $25 purchase. So, just my opinion. Now here's a complete countershaft assembly for the 7B, $110 or best offer and $20 shipping. Now, with all pulleys, zero damage. Zero damage. So we're missing the handle on the arm. Let's see, let's look at the big pictures here. We're missing the handle here. Looks like that Gitz oiler may not be in as good a condition as it could be. Now, as we'll find on the majority of these countershaft pulleys, or on the pulleys themselves, this has only been run on one speed for the most part. Look at how well worn it is on that one. And these other three pulley sheaves are in pretty good shape by comparison. Now, looking at them closer, that may not prove to be entirely true, but it's been repainted at least once. We got gray here. We got the darker gray there. Got the brake there, brake pad there. You know, this is probably worth 110 bucks if you need one. But also, when you go to redo this, this is probably pretty well rusted up, a lot of this. So, definitely rebuildable. You know, the pulleys look to be original. And in okay shape. So that's probably not a bad buy if you need a complete countershaft assembly. But why would you? $7B 7-inch metal shaper bottom base. $69.99 or best offer, and $89.84 shipping. This is more of the junk that they, this is from a seller that's been parting out machines, will screw you over. Nope, leave them sitting with this junk. It's not worth anything. Why do you need it? There's no reason at all to be buying a replacement base. You gain nothing here. So, nope, 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 nope. Pass. That's a pass. We're not even looking any closer than that. Now here's another countershaft assembly. This will be from the same seller that's trying to sell this base. He wants $159.95 and $26.34 shipping. We could go look at this, but I'm not going to. You know, why would you give him $159.95 when the guy right below it's got one for $110? So they're worth, you know, 100 bucks. 100 bucks and 20 to ship it. Overpriced. Countershaft motor mount, 75 bucks. I'm not going to go and look at that. It's a standard motor mount, like we've been for the, you know, we've been looking at. 75 bucks. It looks to be in good shape. Worth 50. It's casting. Okay. Atlas 7-inch metal shaper on-off switch box bracket, S7-302, S7-302G, brand new, 27 bucks. Buy it now, and $5.10 shipping. 2 available. Okay, this is from a guy that's been around for a long time. He's sold some stuff. Let's see what the description says, because this intrigues me. This is a brand new replacement switch bracket for the 7B metal shaper. The switch mount bracket allows a square electrical box to be mounted on the side of the shaper where the original oval switch plate was installed. This is a plate which Atlas originally offered for some applications. I believe it was for the 3-phase applications. Oh look, 3D printed plastic switch comes ready to install on your Atlas 7B shaper. The reason this intrigues me is I now offer this bracket. I think you'll find them on my website. I cast them in aluminum, which is what they were originally cast in. These were, let's look at the big pictures on this. These were, there was one listed on Fleabay here quite a while back that the seller was going on and on about how it was rare and you couldn't find them and all that. These are not that rare. You don't see them that often, but they're not really rare. They were offered, I believe, for the three-phase application machines, where they needed a little different switch than the standard oval switch that was on them, so they offered these. This is the same switch plate that's on mine, which is what I built my patterns off of for these. You know, the original one that was listed out here, they wanted big bucks for, 110 bucks, something like that. I don't remember what I'm listing these for on the website. I would imagine they're in that $50-$60 range. I suppose I could go very quickly and look and see what we've got. Yeah, $50 is what I put these out for. $50 is what I put them out there for, and I will, and I have them in stock. So I'll throw a picture of this up here, and but that's what I'm offering them for. They're doing their thing here in 3D prints. You know, they've been drawn in Fusion 360 and then they've been printed out. So, you know, I've said before, I don't think we've got any business having this 3D printed crap on our machines for the most part. 27 bucks a piece and $5.10 shipping. You know, original or replacement aluminum ones are about twice the money as these are, but I think you've got about 4 times the product when you're all said and done. So anyway, that's a little detour I took. That was interesting. Atlas 7B Shaper oil pan tray, a 7107 stud for guard missing, $49.99 and $15.99 shipping. Now see, I think I get about 110 bucks. I don't remember for these, but this stud's busted off the side. This is worthless. This is from a seller that's parted out machines, will screw you every time he gets opportunity. Let's see what lie he's telling you about how well it works. Boss for pin is broken, condition is used. So, okay, so he's not really misrepresenting this at all, but this is a piece of junk. This is unusable. You're missing this stud right here on the side. Some of these, as I've said before, you'll see the hinge mounting brackets for the larger guard will be the smaller guard mounts off of this side. Larger guard mounts off of the hinge bracket on here. I've seen some of these drilled all the way through. I've seen some of them that are not drilled all the way through. I think it was probably just easier to finish them out when they were indeed drilled all the way through. So this has been filed or ground. Looks almost like it probably didn't mount level and the rams contacted it there, so it's either been ground away or filed away. But yeah, that's junk. Why would you spend your money on a piece of broken crap that is not going to hold? You know, I mean, that could probably be repaired. You're going to be brazed, welded, whatever the case may be to get a bracket back on there, and it's not really going to hold up. Here again, 7B RAM, excellent condition, pre-owned, $75 or best offer and $30 shipping. This is going to be from the same seller. Oh no, this is a newer seller that I've seen. Completely stripped out RAM assembly, excellent condition. No, it's not. It's a wore out piece of shit. There again, it's a component that nobody needs. There's no reason at all to replace these. We could look at the big pictures, I suppose. No reason at all to try and replace these. You're gaining absolutely nothing with this. So why would you waste your money? This is worth 20 bucks. 20 bucks and 20 bucks to ship it. You know, I normally will say a casting is worth 50 bucks, but this is not. Now, it's interesting, has somebody added an oil groove there, or is that just a... That's probably a very poorly done oil groove that's in there, which I don't know is... But that's not in excellent condition. See, this has sat so long. What that is that's pitted or eroded the cutout in the top of the main body itself, and those are rust marks there on the bottom. That's why you've got that same rust pattern on the other side. No, this is not in excellent condition. That's a piece of crap. Piece of crap. Another ram farther down. A knee. We've probably looked at this stuff. This stuff on down here. There's no sense in wasting any of our time looking at this junk. Atlas mills. Seen a lot more Atlas mills here lately. Craftsman Atlas T-slotted table, 7x7 swivel milling machine drill press table, $199.99 and $24.99. Is this one we've looked at before? Don't really recognize the seller, but he's got a whole lot of feedback. Used condition with ding, dents, and scratches. Some staining to the surface turns smoothly. Please see photos for details. Well, see, I don't personally, they go for this, but I don't believe they're even worth 200 bucks. I think these are about a $150 accessory. This is the same table that goes on the compound for a milling table on the lathes, on the 10-inch lathes. Looks to be original from that side. Now, I've seen them both ways. I've seen them with this guard, which is the same as the crossfeeds guard, I believe on the 6-inch. Maybe it's on the 10-inch, but it's the crossfeed. I guess that is the 10-inch, if I remember correctly. I've seen some of these with, I've seen some of them without. So either I haven't paid close enough attention, and some of them that have been without have just been lost, broken, omitted. Or if they only put them on part of the tables. You know, it's going to be a good functional crossfeed table. Is it worth 200 bucks for the utility that you're going to get out of them even on your drill press? I don't really think so. You know, if you're trying to use your drill press for a milling machine, it's not going to last long. You're going to knock the bearings out of the quill anyway. So, you know, they're a kind of a unique little accessory. I personally do not feel they're that useful. So I think in good condition, probably like this, I think they're probably worth 150 bucks, but it's still not something that I'm going to go out and buy. 10-12-inch metal lathe milling attachment, parts only. Parts only. See, this has been extensively modified. These were threaded all the way down. No handle. I guess other than that, it is relatively complete. When I first saw the first picture, it didn't look to me like the base was the way it should be, but I guess maybe it is. I guess maybe everything is there that's supposed to be there. Yeah, so it is relatively complete. Pretty rusty from looking at that picture. So it's not worth 275 bucks. It's worth 150. Seller I don't really recognize. Got a little bit of feedback. Very poor pictures. So Atlas Craftsman lathe mill vise attachment swivel base, $49.99 and $5.75 shipping. And the only reason I slowed down on this is I do not recognize this. Let's read the description here. I've seen that seller's name. He's got a lot of feedback, but I don't really know. Atlas Craftsman lathe mill vise attachment swivel base, used condition with dings, dents, and scratches, some surface rust spots. Please see photos for details. I don't know that I recognize this base. I do not believe that this is for an Atlas I could be mistaken, but this is not a part that I recognize at all. I don't recognize that as being anything that should be an Atlas. You know, like I say, maybe they did something for something, but it's nothing that I recognize. Milling machine cover plate, 40 bucks or best offer and $10 shipping. This is the door with the speed chart on it. Don't recognize the seller at all. A little bit of feedback, not a tremendous amount. $40 and $10 shipping, 50 bucks. I wouldn't give that much for it. I'd give 30 for that assembly if I needed one. Came off an MF Atlas milling machine, great shape. Great shape. In great shape. It's in good used condition. Not in great shape. Clips busted off the back to hold the door closed. Does have a knob on the front, and it's got the speed chart. Alright, let's look at lathes and let's go start our day, I think. Atlas lathe, carriage screw with nut, M636A, M6-19A, 50 bucks. Nope, you're buying a wore out screw and a wore out nut. Why do you want this crap? It's crap. Seller with a fair amount of feedback. I don't necessarily recognize them. Let's see, let's read the description and see how excellent condition it is. He's telling me. Or they're clean and in good condition. It's Craftsman 6-inch metal lathe and a 618. You know, and now everybody's got a, all of this guy's not, but it's such and such as machine tool emporium, or such and such as machine dealer, or these guys are guys in their garage parting out machines. Original Atlas Craftsman 10-12-inch lathe forward reverse gearbox, pre-owned, $244.95. Buy it now, $9 shipping. I know the seller of this without even looking at it. Yep, it's one. Sometimes you'll find good deals, sometimes you won't. You know, these forward reverse gearboxes, they should be worth about $100 complete. They're not worth 250 bucks. Let's see what lie he's telling about condition. Oh, he doesn't give any description of it. He just tells you how thankful he is for wanting to support his little family-owned business with his huge family. This, to me, a lot of these guys, when they start doing this, equates to the guy that stands on the corner or sits on the corner in his wheelchair down here by my local Walmart telling us how needy he is. Yet they go and they climb in their motorhome that's parked in the parking lot and switch out which panhandler is going to be there to sit in the wheelchair and tell us how destitute they are. You know, this gearbox has been forward reverse gearbox. The paint's been stripped off of it. There's been some work put into it, but they're still only worth $100. They're still a wore out piece of crap. And when I say they're a wore out piece of crap, they may very well be usable, but they're not new. They're not in excellent condition. You can still see some of the gum and grime on this. So this has been on how many different machines over the years, and this has been cleaned off. You know, I mean, this may very well have been dunked in a can of carburetor cleaner to clean all the paint, clean all the grime and gunk out, because this looks halfway decent. But that's what it is. You know, it's a used part on a used machine. You can see the edges starting to be rolled and there's crap built up on it. If you rotate these gears around, you can see some crap down in the bottom. As we look through the pictures, I'll bet we see there's going to be some place along there where that gear's been rolled over, and you can see a little bit of rolling here on the outer edges. There's a tooth pattern. This is not in as bad a condition as some of them I've seen, although It may be, there, this is pretty ragged through here. This is all pretty ragged. Look, there's been something riding in there. That's pretty well chewed up. These gears are pretty well chewed up. So this has been cleaned up, I would guess, in some sort of a carburetor cleaner, some sort of a toxic thing that they've soaked them in, and cleaned a bunch of the crap off. Look at how pitted this is on some of these surfaces. So, you know, this is a $100 gearbox. It's nowhere near worth $2.50. You know, there again, we're back to the same old thing. If we allow these sellers to sell us their crap, then they'll think they can continue to get it. Now here's a 1967 manual of lathe operations for $10 and $3 shipping. That's a good price. If you don't have one of these, and this one says Craftsman, but they're Atlas Craftsman. This is an earlier one. This is, well, not real early. This is 1967, but that's a good buy. You know. Oh no, this is not a good buy. Format on CD. He's made a copy of it. Probably downloaded this off of vintagemachinery.org, very probably, or one of the other ones where this is readily available. Go download it yourself. You know, format on CD. Bullshit. No. 6-inch lathe carriage cast part, M6-9, $48, and buy it now. Who's doing this? Seller with a lot of feedback. I don't necessarily recognize the seller. What's it say? Just original cast part. Okay. This goes back to the thing of, I say castings are worth $50. You know, this does have the handle with it. This is probably a decent buy. Let's see what else it shows us. You know, it looks fairly decent. I see some pretty well worn right there. So looks like it came off of maybe a fairly decent lathe. So why was it parted out? But as a part for $50, it's probably worth, you know, $50. Yeah, see, pretty well brown right there, which won't really matter. It does have the gib. Look at how chewed up these gib screws are, or these adjustment plate screws are. This has been replaced. See, so this probably came off the front of a carriage, or the regular mounting for the well, this has got the apron on the front is integral with it, but this came off of something else. And look at how chewed up these screws are. So as a casting, it's probably still worth, that $50. But it's been used and abused. You know, you need to understand that. So and this, I would imagine, is the same seller parting out this lathe carriage bearing traverse gear case. He wants $44.95 and $9.95 shipping for it. Same seller. Is he giving us anything about condition? Nope, just telling us what it is. Big pictures. Awful brown on that gear. There again, this would probably be functional. I would speculate that it's awful sloppy in that bore. And this machine's been pretty rusty. Look at how brown that gear is, plus those screws. This hasn't been run for a while. This has just been sitting collecting crap. Pretty ugly. Pretty ugly. $44.95 now. $25 on a good day. If you're feeling generous, it's worth $25. Same way, 6-inch metal lead screw bearing pair, M627 and M6-16. $30, buy it now, $10.49 shipping. Used parts for a 6-inch lathe. You know, I think this is probably the same seller. $20. Yeah, same seller. $20. The bore is going to be wore out in that. Yeah, bore is going to be well wore out in both of those. It's been run for years and years. So anyway, I'm not going to go much deeper than this. There's nothing real new and exciting that we haven't talked about before. Hopefully, find some information useful there. I'll try and get back on the train of doing these on a regular basis again. And comments, suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below, guys. Have a good week, and thanks for taking the time to watch.